here, and I can see your YouTube screen as opposed to seeing anything else. I don't know why. And now I can hear you. I can hear there's a. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, I am ready. Well, we're going. So I mean, it's up to you.
Although they have outlived alliances, they are no Care Bears. Presenting you their form of communication. Welcome Rambo and Tayloric. Echoes of New Eden podcast starts now.
Yeah, welcome everybody to Echoes of New Eden. This is our house. I am your host, Rambo. And of course, just like every week, we are blessed with Taylor Rick's presence today. How are you doing, Taylor?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't know if you're blessed by me being here, but I'm here.
Yeah. And yes, I am recording this time. I started early.
All right, good.
Last episode I forgot and had to do some audio work to make the podcast on like Apple and Spotify to be, to catch that first part because we missed like 15 minutes on that. But
yeah, it worked.
got it to work. So yes, another week has gone by in New Eden. I say that every week. And what's funny is I listen to these shows and I always say like the same 5 things. So I need to change it up.
That's because you have a script. We have a script here, ladies and gentlemen. We follow precisely every week. We spend hours typing it up. No, we
Spend
don't.
hours.
No, we don't.
It was like tossed together in like 2 minutes.
It is completely tossed together. We have no idea what we're doing. That's what makes the show great.
How much shit did I talk during the week? I have to remember all those conversations. Yeah. And then amongst other stuff, because when you're going through all of this, war propaganda, and then there's alliance news and other types of news that kind of break, and you have to remember that because it's like I actually just refer back to our staff chat, like, oh hey, look, this happened, and then later on the week, like earlier today, I just scroll up in our chat and I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah, that reminds me we should talk about this and that and this and that. So
Yep.
That's where all the leaks are, in case you didn't know, is our staff chat.
I keep trying to tell myself every week that goes by, because 1 week to 1 week in New Eden feels like an eternity. I mean, so much happens. There's so many different things. It's just,
Right.
it feels like a lot of stuff happens. But I keep telling myself I'm going to take notes, or as soon as I see something, I'm going to just take screenshots and snippets of it and go throw it into a note or something on the phone and get smart about, cleaning all this stuff up and everything's ready for Sunday. But yeah, it never happens. Yeah. It just never happens. So
there's no writing it down, because if something happens and I'm laying in bed,
yeah,
and my phone is blowing up and I stay up till 3 a.m. Talking with devs or whatever, I'm like, I'm not gonna write it down, or not at that moment anyway. So stuff goes on. Yeah, we'll go over the latest game news. I know they had implant adjustments. There's some other things that we wanted to talk about as far as major stories, I guess you could say, of happening in New Eden. So there's stuff like that. We'll be talking about the dead incident today with the I call it an inside job because it's more of an inside than it is a hack. And another big issue this last week was the NetEase SRP and people complaining about that. So
Oh, and the salty boy comes out again. Next, NetEase does something he doesn't like, and he just throws salt for a whole week over every single one of his videos. Yes, I'm talking about Benzi.
well, there was a couple content creators that opened their
He went.
opinions on there.
Yeah, he kind of went a little crazy on YouTube, but then he also went nuts with his comments in CC chat as well, in the content creator chat.
Right.
There's like 87. I walked away from Discord for maybe 2 hours and came back to 87 messages in that channel. Like, what in the shit?
Oh, and I got my go-go juice tonight. I love me some. Oh, look at that, the green screen. Because I have the green screen, it's
kind of putting the
It's
shit
showing
in the
fire.
backgrounds. Yeah, it's cool.
showing fire. So, yeah, we'll talk about all that type of stuff and get the show on the road. This last week, I've been experiencing some crazy winter weather. My weekend was a bit shorter than normal, but freaking this morning, that storm that went through California went through Arizona earlier this morning today. And I'm pretty sure a microburst hit my house because I thought I was going to blow away, honestly.
Wow.
And then on top of that, we got like 2 inches of snow in 5 minutes. So it was pretty crazy. Just dealing with a lot of that. And then another kind of funny thing that happened to me yesterday was has anybody ever had a LiPo battery explode on them?
A LiPo
scary.
battery?
A LiPo battery.
The brand, is that the
LiPo.
brand? I don't even know what LiPo is.
LiPo is like the lithium ion batteries for like radio control cars.
Hmm.
I have an RC car and I have LiPo batteries for it.
Hmm.
Well, yesterday when I was at work, and we had a little bit of free time, so we busted out our RC cars. Well, we were playing with them. Liposuction, no.
That's all I can think
Not
of when it
that
says
LiPo.
LiPo. Yeah, lithium ion battery that sounds like Libo or Libo or something, not LiPo. But yeah, I got you. Rambo's probably
Go back
pronouncing
to
it wrong. We have no idea what he's saying. Okay, so you
It says
pulled out your
LiPo on
RC.
it.
Yeah, you pulled out your RC cars
so
at work.
I'm
and-
charging these batteries, and didn't think anything of it. So I'm actually talking with my boss at his desk, and all of a sudden we hear like this white noise, kind of fan noise, go shh. And I look up at my desk. My desk is on fire, and
Oh,
I had
jeez.
I had my LiPo battery on top of my desk, and it exploded while I was charging it, and it caught my desk on fire. All the stuff that was on my desk, it caught the wall on fire. There was battery shards everywhere. It took me over an hour to clean all that up.
That's a great
It
day
was-
at work right there. I'm sure your
it
boss
was
was thrilled.
insane.
Jesus.
He was, after the fact, it was kind of funny because it's never happened to anybody. Nobody's ever seen that. But after it happened, I'm cleaning it up, and of course, there's shit burned and all this stuff around my work area, and I'm cleaning it up. I'm like, damn. Now I'm bummed because it smoked my charger. I'm down a battery. It damaged all this stuff. So I don't know what happened, but as the flame was like huge, I wanted to get it off of my desk and onto the concrete. And I don't know. I just went in, grabbed it off the desk, and put and somehow got it onto the ground. I don't know if I swiped it or if I grabbed something. Honestly, it was like the adrenaline rush, right? You just went in and. But
Yeah.
so that was something that was crazy that happened to me yesterday, and I do not wish upon that to happen with somebody else, because that shit was scary. I literally caught the building on fire. We had fire extinguishers on site. Good thing. But it's a story to tell the rest of the guys that wasn't there on Monday. So thought that would be pretty entertaining for you guys.
Oh boy.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So anyway, let's get into the Eve Echoes game news, and
And by the
get the show
way,
on the road.
Slippy has put up one of these new scorecard kind of things, the new layout that you can get from Moby, from Mario's deal, and it looks really nice. I really like that layout. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. So just a shout out for that. Oh, and if you're joining the Discord channel, we do still have that 25 cap. There's nothing we can do about it when we have video on like this. So if you can't get into the live studio to watch there,
Rip.
you can still talk on the on-air chat, but you can watch us over on YouTube. There's no cap there, and you can talk over there too. I pulled it up on the iPad here so I can watch the conversation over there if I need to. No, there's no way to raise that cap when you have video on. If we weren't doing, we've
Yeah.
gone through this so many times. If we
It's
weren't,
not studio. I wish we had.
yeah, it's not studio mode or anything. Like
Stage.
it's as soon as even if you have stage, it's still a problem. It still caps it. It's because it's nothing to do with any of that. It's actually nothing to do with the fact that the voice channel is called studio. It has nothing to do with the fact that we're sharing our video. It's everything that has to do with the fact that we are streaming it out to YouTube. The moment we become a streamer of that content, of that video, then it's capped at 25 on Discord. There's no way around it. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if we were going to Twitch or Instagram or wherever we were streaming it out to. The moment we capture the video from Discord and push it out to a live stream, Discord caps the channel at 25. So
Well, that's the thing is,
It's lame.
even if we did go to Twitch Studio, which I've proposed and kind of played around with, we still have to use Discord in
Well-
order to do the video capture of each other. in
yeah,
that
and really
stream.
what we should do at some point, whenever we can, is get over to StreamYard, the same thing we're using for my other show in the mornings, because that's a spit and polish thing, and it works really well. Now, granted, you still have the same problem on Discord, but you just have everybody pushed over to YouTube.
No, I'm only 5'4" Discord. I'm not 5'5". No.
That's a good point. Yeah, we just need to get our skills up, right? That's funny,
Yeah.
Alondra. Ooh, Linwood died in the cheapest Daredevil I've ever seen.
It's not bad.
No.
By Zombo. Zombo got him.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole price. That's just crazy cheap. What is that?
All right,
Narcotics
let's-
Magnate Field Stabilizer? Oh, I would think that'd be worth more money.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
Let's go for it.
All right. So, Eve Echoes announcements. So these are the announcements from the past week. 220 M1 or M4A1 comes out with this one about the implant adjustment preview. We will make balance adjustments to the 2 implants focus crystal and support projection. Check the implant optimization preview. Oh, Taylor, pull that preview up, would you, for the stream?
I don't
And,
have the
let-
preview pulled up, but what I do have, let me take
Rip.
that and let me do,
I have
yeah. I have, oh, that one. There we go. I do have the full patch notes up of what they actually did, because on the preview, that preview doesn't mean anything anymore. They didn't actually implement anything that they said on the preview at all. So the only thing that we know for sure
Okay.
that they did is we just have to go back and look at the patch notes from this past week on what they did do.
Well, let's talk about the actual preview first, because they released the upcoming changes, but then of course they had to say, oh well, this isn't set in stone.
right.
A lot of people voiced their opinions regarding messaging the devs and all this, like, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, we just spent x amount of either real dollars or billions of ISK toward some of these implants that you're now going to, like, I don't know, nerf to the ground, so they're not as usable or for whatever reasons, right? So
Right.
but they did make that disclaimer. It's like, this is just what's projected, it's not set in stone just yet.
Then there's a
But
ton
then-
of pushback on it, because they basically would have taken support projection, an implant that has been heavily focused on by a lot of people over the last 2 months. They would have taken it and made it useless for what its intended purpose was at the time. And lots of people dumped a lot of money into it, not just in-game ISK, but real-world money in order to get that thing up to level 30. That's not an expensive upgrade to get to level 30. You're looking at 30, 40 billion. Maybe it was 32 billion, somewhere in there. Someone gave me some hard numbers of it. About 32 billion to go from level 1 to level 30 for any implant, and then it's like 108 billion to get it all the way to 45. So
Holy smokes.
yeah, it's a huge number. I think I got those numbers from Ron actually, who corrected me when I was trying to add them up and got it wrong, and he corrected me. So, but anyway,
Before you start the patch notes and
Mhm.
get into that, their other announcement that they talked about is also on the patch notes. So that is the Corporation Clash. We did talk briefly about it last week of it coming in, and they just say in this stage, Corporation management members can initiate the combat exercise at any station, challenge other corporations to enhance your tactics without suffering actual losses. Join us and lead your corporation to fight together for glory. So there. And that was it for announcements. So then now you can rock and roll on the patch notes.
okay. So I got the patch notes pulled up. The first thing there was new content, the corporation class, like we talked about. To improve the corporation, this is so silly. This whole thing is ridiculous. But they say to improve the cooperative combat capability of Capsuleer corporations, Concord has established the Corporation Warfare Simulation System at all stations. Only corporation management members with relevant authorization can initiate, accept, or refuse a clash. After the opponent accepts it, members of both sides can enter the battlefield from station, personal citadels, and corporation citadels at decided times. They mean outposts. Each side has a base station and 2 shield defense arrays on the battlefield. The only way to attack the base is to destroy both shield defense arrays. Destroy the opponent's base station to win. If neither base is destroyed at the end of the battle, the side with the higher battlefield score wins. The battlefield score is determined by the damage taken by the opponent's base and shield defense arrays and the value of the lost ships. Now this is going to take place over a 4-week period as a test period to check its stability. Rambo and I were joking about this beforehand, that it'd absolutely be hilarious to go into a 100v100 clash and then have time dilation turned on you.
Yeah. I'm experiencing tie-dye at a 50 versus 50 or 100 versus 100.
This is an
Oh,
instant
man.
fleet battle, right? So you can determine, so I mean, that part's interesting. There's no traveling to your destination. I can have a ship 50 jumps away from another guy in my corp that's 20 jumps away. No one has to go anywhere. Like, this is just totally ridiculous. You're just taking logistics out of the game completely at this point, which is a thing. Staging is a thing, right? So they've already nerfed staging or buffed it, however you want to call it, out the ass by allowing you to move things via DR to an NPC station in someone's backyard, which is kind of fun to do, honestly, but also kind of like, really? That's interesting. We can just magic poof stuff out of the whole cloth in thin air. Now we can even do it on our own little instanced war that has no bearing and meaning on anything in the game because they're totally lossless. Now, you don't have to make them lossless. You can make it to where you lose actual stuff, but why in the hell would you when there's nothing on the line here? It's a total simulation thing. It's just there's nothing on the line. So I don't understand these.
That costs you.
That
right?
costs you $1 billion
Costs you.
per corporation. Like, well, I guess it's the one who initiates has to pay the billion. I don't know if the other one that does it, that accepts the invitation to a fight,
Yeah.
has to pay $1 billion as well. It's kind of nuts. It's more instance gameplay, and I've always said that Dormant Realms shouldn't be an instance either. That should be some sort of like a wormhole nihilist kind of looking space that you have to go to do it. It shouldn't be instanced like that. So none of this stuff should be instanced, honestly. You should be able to get into it and
Have
go
you
all over the
tried-
place.
Have you tried Corp Clash yet?
No, I mean, I've gotten into it. I've looked through the windows, looked through the settings and everything else, but I haven't actually done it because who's got the time for
I
that in the
haven't
middle of
even
a
done it.
server war? I mean,
Honestly, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I do not. I have not initiated it. I don't even know. I haven't been in the game long enough to really try to actually like sit down and look at the menus and see all that stuff work. So,
yeah.
let alone challenge another corp. Like, we got other shit going on right now. This
Yep.
is kind of a low priority for me.
Very low priority. Hey, but all Capsuleers who have participated in Corporation Clash will get a lucky draw attempt for a chance to get 30-day Omega Duo bundle. The lucky draw will take place after the test, and the winners are announced. So, I mean, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the whole reason why you do it right there. That potential in a lucky draw of getting a 30-day Omega Duo combo.
Gosh, I hate lucky draws.
I know, and they just
With
keep
a
doing more and more
passion.
of it.
They just keep doing them.
All right, so in our patch notes, moving on, there's a balance adjustments. Capital ships cannot be placed in the cargo hold of other ships. How in the hell was that a thing before? I don't know. Maybe they fit into a freighter.
What? What ship could hold a capital?
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
Maybe they could fit into a freighter.
What?
I don't know. I have no idea. What I haven't looked. Like, what's an
I-
unpacked Naglfar in meters cubed?
I guess people try this stuff, right? So
Yeah.
if you take whatever structure ship and T4 rig it and put the freaking nanocore on it for whatever, right?
So it doesn't fit in a
capacity
jump freighter
increase.
either. So I mean, I don't understand. Jump freighters are smaller
Just
than regular
imagine.
freighters.
Just imagine moving a capital in like a Nereus 2. Can you believe it? I mean, I'd never thought of it.
No.
I guess something is possible if they had to make this balance adjustment.
You can pick up a outpost in a Amicus covert ops. That's possible. You can get it up to 8,000 meters cubed in one of those things.
Yeah, that's very
So-
interesting.
Yep.
But I mean, it's prone to gate camps, so you gotta know your shit.
Okay, next thing was reprocessing is available for tactical missiles and mining implants. That means if you get one of those two implants and don't want it, you can reprocess that implant into materials used to construct other implants. I don't know if anybody was aware of that or not, but you can repo implants. So if you've already got, let's say you've got a focus crystal level 15, and for whatever reason in one of the boxes in DR you get an experimental version of it, a green version of it, and it's obviously clone bound. What do you do with that? Well, you repo it and use those components for something else. So apparently those two were not able to be reprocessed until now, and now they are. So that's interesting. Yeah, I don't understand it either, Bradrick. When ships are, fully fitted and everything else, why is that totally impossible to put a fitted ship into a freighter or a jump freighter? I don't understand why you can't do that, but they don't let you do that either. Even in a ship that is built to haul ships, you can't put a fitted ship into it. It's just totally stupid. Anyway, all right, let's get into what they did do with the implants because there's a lot to go over here. Pulse crystal. Reverse power reduced the shield need by 15%, and for the smart battery, they increased the battery triggering threshold to 20%. So that's a definite buff for both of them. That just means you're going to get to that increased battery triggering threshold faster because it was 15% before. So if your cap falls down, you'll get a instant boost there. So they buffed Pulse Crystal, while they nerfed Focused Crystal. Passive effect. When salvo hit lands on the target, the Focused Crystal effect is reduced to 1 level. Reutilization. Each level of focused effect reduces remote shield booster activation time by 0.2% now. And they don't mean remote. They just mean a shield booster. It's not a remote shield booster. Crystal reinforcing. Reduce the max focus effect stack levels to 90. So if you're stacked all the way up to 90 and you hit that little button to get your shields, or maybe you're stacked to 100, you're only going to get 90 of it now. So they've taken the amount of that extender, because it works more like a shield extender than anything else. They've taken the amount of that down. They've taken the reactivation time of it down. And they've lessened the amount of charge you can build up. So gains 2 levels of focus effect upon every hit as opposed to whatever it was before. It was more than that. So it takes longer for it to charge up now, essentially, and you get less effect out of it. But it's still a passive effect. And for my experimentation with it, what little I did, it doesn't really impact you that much. I mean, obviously, if you're in an APOC striker and you're trying to hit something small, you're going to have a hard time anyway. And so it'll take you a little bit longer to, even a battle cruiser, take you a little longer to charge that up than you were before. But if you're in an Oracle 2, you're really not going to notice much difference because normally you're hitting a battleship or a structure or something. So on those 2 notes of it. So really the focus crystal nerf that everybody was worried about, even though this is the 2nd or 3rd time they've nerfed it, not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's still a very powerful implant. High power coil, durability consumption reduced by 33%, and the power retrieval, increased retrieval ratio to 20%. Somebody who uses HPC is going to have to explain those two to me because I just don't know anything about high power coil to know. I know there's plenty of us in the audience right now that do know, and they can probably tell us and give me an exact idea of what the hell durability consumption is. I don't have a clue. Automatic defense, micro scrambling reduced the restart time to 60 seconds, so that's definitely a buff. Automatic defense is a great implant. If you're not using it, it's the one that'll make your targets unlock everything. And then of course with the scramming effect as well. Now it's faster. I believe it was 90 seconds before, if I recall. And I know you guys are typing. I'm going to go back and look at what you guys were saying about HPC here in just a second. Bombard Tactics was the last one to get nerfed. Actually, it was buffed. So their flight velocity was increased to 250% when evasive maneuvers is used. So they go a little bit faster now on the drone or fighter speed. Let's see. Seeing if anybody says anything else there. No one's saying anything about HPC. I think they worded that wrong. Still trying to figure out the durability you're referring to. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Yes, Durkadur, the mining implant gives you 25% boost to your cargo space on anything you're flying, even if whatever you're flying has nothing to do with anything else of that implant. You get a 20 if you get it leveled up. I don't know if it's level 30 or what. It's not a level 45. I want to say it's a level 30. But yes, it gives you a 25% boost to your cargo space, and that's both your regular hold and your special hold.
Jeez.
Maybe that's how you haul a cap right there. Maybe that's where they figured it. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Atron Interceptor, Capital Hauler.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, the highest I think you can get out of a regular freighter is like 1.1 or 1.15 million meters cubed, and so you add 25% to that, and maybe that's where you get up there. But I don't know what is a packaged Naglfar meter cubed. I have no idea. Someone's gonna have to tell me.
I got like 7 in my hangar. Hold on.
Yep, tell us. I don't know why I nag.
Why is it always a nag?
I don't know. Dude, I'm in silent, okay? I get nagged all the time. That's why.
Do you, though? Do you?
All right, the new event. The final ranking of Inscription of the Galaxy Heaven will be announced on the event page from February 23rd to March 2nd. And, of course, number 3 is Trimarch, and they're not they didn't get any violation tickets so far that we've seen, so whatever, rip. New arrivals, Implant Enhanced Lucky Chest. The Implant Enhanced Lucky Chest is available in New Eden for a limited time. Open the chest for a chance to great rewards, including the Neural Compiler and more. That's like the only fucking way you get the not the Neural Compiler, but the fuel, essentially, the ammo. The Neural Supplement. That's the only way to get it, is to go and buy the damn thing. Or buy it on the market from someone who's bought it in the store. It's ridiculous. There was a blueprint at one point for making those, and they got rid of it. Irritates the shit out of me. Anyway. There's even a chance for you to get general units 1 through 9 available for purchase from 222 to 38. Home Returning Festival packet. The R packet discount for Home Returning Festival will end after maintenance this week, where the exchange ratio of R packet to Plex will restore to 1-to-1. Some further optimizations in the game. Remove the self-destruct countdown notice of all other Capsuleer capsules. So we're not going to see up on screen when Joe Blow decided to kill himself outside of the NPC station.
Yeah, you get potted outside, and
everybody sees.
That's all you see
Yeah.
after a huge battle. That's all you see for 5 minutes straight. Is so and so's self-destruct initiated or whatever it says. So
so that's fine. Optimize the time accuracy of the lock animation when locking targets with a small signature radius. So apparently there was something off there with the actual time versus whatever. Optimize the nanocore's animation speed and performance when it resets. I mean, that was a big one. We all needed that, guys. I mean, that right there, that changes everything. We needed that so bad.
I haven't seen my Citadel in probably 2 weeks, and I dock in it. That's the thing, is for some reason on my iPad, whenever I undock from the Citadel, it just appears like the outline of the Citadel, and I could be there for a minute or a few seconds and it'll never render. I just end up going and doing my own thing, and I never actually. And that goes for all Citadels, not just mine, but my neighbors' Citadels and other people's. Just I never see them, and I'm still apparently when I warp, I'm still getting turned into the moon as well. So I know that there's some visual optimizations that they can be working on. Oh dang, we got a nice list of bug fixes.
Yeah, getting ready to go through those. And none of these, by the way, do they talk about the market optimization update. So that's kind of funny, although they do it every week. One of these days I'll explain that in detail as to why they do it. Anyway, bug fixes. Fix the issue where a drone might not receive the command when all drones were given the focus fire command. And isn't that some shit? Like 2.5 years in, they finally fixed this. You ever notice that when you go focus fire something and like 4 out of your 5 drones actually like go, or like if you're in a carrier, 2 out of your 3 fighter
Yeah.
bays
And then there's
actually
always
go.
one that comes
It
back.
just
Like,
doesn't
what
do
the hell are you
anything. It
doing
just
here?
lags, and it's like, yeah, it's just so. Apparently, they fixed that. I don't know. I don't fly drones. I only fly fighters, so I haven't tested this yet because I've got nothing to use my carrier on. We apparently don't know what capital fights are in this game right now. So anyway, but we'll see. Number 2, fix the issue with the targeting system subcontroller, which was described to have a reduced effect but did not. Okay, so in other words, that was a bugged rig that never worked, and now it does. So thank you for that, NetEase.
Yeah.
Fix the display error of the tracking computer's range when using sniping technology implant and tracking computer units. Fixed a display error of the tracking computer's range. Okay, so it wasn't showing the range properly when you're using a sniper implant.
Right.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And tracking computers, which of course is a double buff. All right, that's cool. Fix the issue where Pith C-type capital remote shield recharger had an insufficient effect. So I guess they buffed the cap remote shield wrappers. I didn't catch that until I just read that. Someone's going to have to pull that up in game and see what it was before and after. Did they actually buff those? That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Although again, I wouldn't know because I haven't used my fax in like I don't know since I built it. Anyway, fix
You
the
haven't
issue.
flown that thing yet?
God, I mean, haven't. Can we just have a cat fight, please? Fix the issue where the tips of mining and support projection implants might be displayed too high on the screen when switching implants. Where the tips, and they've got that capitalized TIPS. Just the the hint or the I don't understand what that means.
Fix the issue where the TIPS of the mining support.
Mining and support projection implants might be displayed too high on the screen when switching implants. Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't there an icon where you can kind of get like a tips or a description of the implant?
That's probably what they're talking about. Although if you go into the implants, the thing that they haven't fixed there, implants have been out since August, and it's really irritating. You're supposed to be able to get like this breakdown or description or background to them. It's like there's an eye up in the upper right-hand corner, right? And you go and click on that, and there's nothing there, or there's a bunch of Chinese. So it's been that way since August. I don't understand. Fix the incomplete display of the Coveter Mining Lasers special effects. Again, we just had to have this. This is a thing that we were really needing to have. It's really important that we have this. That the Coveter Mining Lasers special
What's
effects.
special
work,
about
yeah.
them?
I never zoom in to look. I don't know. Their rotation and the way they aim and all that. Yeah, exactly. The laser light show. So I guess they fixed that or made it look better. Fix the issue where the selfless metal icon didn't match its background. Okay, cool. That was very selfish
that
of
only
you not to
affected
fix
one
this.
corp.
Exactly, yeah. Fix the issue where relevant skills in item tips could not be viewed. Relevant skills in items tips could not be viewed. Okay, yeah. So yeah, in the tip window, must have been a little bug there with something. I don't know what exactly, but okay. Cool. That is the patch notes that were
The patch
February
notes.
22nd,
Yes.
the week of February 22nd.
Yes.
There was a lot there, and
And
they will have
Yeah.
a patch, I guarantee it, on support projection at some point whenever they figure out what they want to do there. There's a lot of conversations going on back and forth about how they're going to implement that nerf, and I hope they don't just totally kill it. It's a great implant. It does a lot of cool stuff, so we'll see.
yeah. So I want to circle back. I know the patch notes are before player support news, but in the last week, Arrow from player support did answer some frequently asked questions on Corporation Clash. So they are here in the player support news on their Discord. I'll just run through a few of them here. Can a corporation clash be launched in a citadel? Yes. Would such a situation happen as its citadel is under attack when a corporation is in a corporation clash? Yes, probably. So that can happen. I find if somebody asked this question. That's the thing.
Would it what do they think is going to make your citadel immune to being attacked?
Well,
you go and shoot it and
hey,
it says the
if
citadel is
I got a
currently
whole
involved in a
timer-
corporation clash.
Yes. If I got a whole timer and then 5 minutes before I decide to initiate a corporation clash and then all of a sudden I'm immortal, it does not happen. Does not happen.
That
So
would be
don't try
hilarious.
cheesing that.
Yep.
If there's a will, there's a way. Somebody will find a way.
They're taking all the combat out of the game. They're just trying to.
Do corporation members need to apply for participation after corporation management launches or accepts corporation clashes? They can enter the corporation clash directly when the time is up. Okay. Is the ship fitting in the corporation clash battlefield the same as the outside of the battlefield? Yes. Can players enjoy the insurance discount when their ships are destroyed in clashes with loss mode? The rules are the same as normal. I thought this was no loss.
Well, you can choose. This is the thing that's stupid. You can choose for it to be
Oh.
lossless, or you can choose for it to be actual losses. So what do? You have a gentleman's agreement. Hey, we're going to do this fight on Saturday at 2 p.m., 50v50. Winner gets the Citadel and 3-3 RB. What the fuck?
Well, I'm gonna get with your corp, and you're gonna get, and we're gonna do a corp clash, and then we're gonna move across New Eden in 50 or 100 ships.
We do need to do that though, and record it and test it, and do a 50v50, and like I don't know, all
Do you even have 50 members?
do.
Gosh.
Ouch.
That was
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
Okay.
Not including the alts, I do.
Not including alts. Okay. So it could happen.
So it could happen. Yeah, we could
Right.
do a 50v50. And we do it all in like Molluses or something, and just totally make it hilarious. But because I don't know, there's got to be some way to test that mechanic out and just see what it looks like, see what the this defensor ratios look like, and all that other bullshit.
Right. All right.
Exactly, Bradrick. Nobody's going to choose loss. I don't understand.
Let's see.
Especially if you paid a billion. Yeah, an ego thing, I get that, right? That's bragging rights, right? There could be I could see it turning into a tournament thing for bragging rights, but you know what's even better about that?
Yeah.
Just go blow up their shit in the actual game. How about that for bragging rights? I mean,
Well, what if it's blue? I mean,
yeah, that.
then
You know what's funny?
That-
We would actually have better fights doing that against each other in Silent than we were getting against Crabco right now. For sure.
yeah, that's interesting. The
Rambo staying, Rambo staying unbiased as much as he can. That's interesting.
I'm not going to comment on that, but that's interesting. You know what's funny is the last time we did this battle thing, right? SHH had the internal competition, and my member won it. But
I know, E-Rock.
he,
It was E-Rock, wasn't it? Yeah,
E-Rock.
E-Rock the house. Yeah.
yep, E-Rock won it.
Yep.
I could see something similar. We could do something similar with this, and make like a
We
corp
could.
tournament type thing. So
We could.
Pinky, get on it.
Yeah, exactly. Pinky did a good job of that. And we got it in right before the duel thing died, which is the one thing we
and-
actually do want, and they're not giving us.
Right. And this one has a time limit, and we know it. So if there's going to be a bracket, something's got to happen before
Well,
the end of this.
They said it was a permanent thing, but then they said it's a 4-week test phase. So who knows?
They'll implement it back next year. We just
Yeah,
gotta.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Does the corporation clash deposit be returned if there is a corporation that doesn't join the corporation clash on time? No, you do not get that returned. So what is it, a lobby? It's like a wait list type lobby that you join. You wait for another corp to join it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it is?
Yep.
So I spend $1 billion ISK I sit in a lobby for 10 minutes, nobody joins it, and then I lose 1 billion ISK.
Pretty much.
That's amazing. Is there a spectator mode for watching battle live? They say not yet. So that may come later. We'll see.
That would be cool. But again,
Yeah.
you could just stream it live. So I mean, whatever. But that
Yeah.
would be cool.
I could be a spectator for battles.
Yeah.
I know a lot of names. FCs. Is
Color
there a
commentary.
limit for Yeah, sure. Is there a limit for daily corporation clash requests? And the answer is a corporation can launch requests at most 5 times a day. So
So
no
you can
more than
spend
that.
$5 billion a day. Can't spend any more than that, guys. Slow your roll.
Yeah.
Can't spend more than 5 billion. Could you imagine the color commentary though? Watching the battle and you're zooming up on somebody. Oh, and look at this dipshit in the Brutix. Oh, we just got smacked right in the face. I mean, it'd be hilarious just making fun of people and calling out their names of who died. Just nonstop. Oh, there's the Lucian, his fucking nightmare. This guy doesn't know how to fit anything any better than a Mollis. Oh, he's dead. He's in the
Rip.
audience. That's why I said that. Hi, Lelouch.
Oh, okay. Let's see, where did I... Can players restore their ships in other stations that are not the ones they enter the battlefield? The rules are the same as normal. So is that a yes or a no? Can I restore my ship in Jeddah after I get it killed at my citadel or what?
I think you get it all back at wherever you entered the scenario at, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't done it to know.
I think that would have. Well, actually, it would be in your insurance queue just like anything else. So you just redeem it at deep in Delve
Any
or
station that I want.
somewhere
Yeah.
down in Z.
But it's gonna cost me $1 billion ISK to do it.
Yeah.
So I might as well just move it or yeet it into an anomaly or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be paying. Is there an automatic recording function for Corporation Clash? They say not yet, so possibly another upcoming feature. What is the standard for a draw? And if anybody knows of the English word draw, it is the base of both sides are not destroyed. Both sides get the same battle scores. So that's all they did was define it. Can players come back to the battlefield or stations if they get disconnection? Can they enter the battlefield from stations again? After the server confirms disconnection, players will be sent back to stations, and players can enter the battlefield if the corporation clash is not over.
So you can reship and come back.
Yeah, you can reship. So there you go. That was it. Yeah, I'll come back here and check out the comments here.
That's crazy.
Good stuff.
That's just, I don't know. Who's doing this? Who's going to do this? I see no history over there. You can go in and look and see who's done what battles. I don't think there's a history of anybody doing one yet. I saw someone put one up. They were going to do a clash or had it scheduled. Maybe it was this weekend. So maybe there is one now. But I see no history there. There should be a history log of everybody who's done it and what they've won. 3 battles so far. Okay, so maybe they all happened over the weekend here. I haven't seen it yet. You're right, Alondri. I don't see any point in that either. That's one thing we can agree on.
Yeah.
I see no point in the
Unless
corporation
there's-
clash.
Unless there's like a internal competition going or something, then
Yeah.
I don't care for doing it and spending ISK on it and all that. So, like I said earlier, I got other priorities.
Ah, there they are. Those 3 right there.
Genesis Corporation. I think that it's FLEM, and then Sina, and there's a Chinese corp in there, and then Verse Dark Soul.
And were these all 50v? They were all lossless, looks like. Yep, they're all lossless. Because again, why would you choose loss? Huh.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll include war decks. Oof.
There really should be a full-time war deck, and you should be able to shoot each other even in high sec and low sec when there's a war deck.
Well, if we complain enough, we might get it.
Yeah.
So,
No more staging your shit out of Jeddah. Just get shot as you undock.
All right, all right.
All right,
is
so
it
we ready to
for
get over
game
to
news.
the ready to go into the Q&A?
Yeah.
Or what's
Was
next?
there a Q&A? I didn't even I didn't remember if there
Oh
was
yeah,
a Q&A.
there's a Q&A. I got it pulled up right here.
Oh, hell
Once
yeah.
I show the darn it, what's dip that one there? Here we go.
Where was that posted?
In the CC chat on Thursday, and then again in the regular release this week as well. All right, so here we go.
I
Weekly
somehow
developer
missed this.
Q&A from 214 to 220. First question: please bring back 1v1 friendly duel mode and also the 1v1 wager mode. Yes, please, 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 please. We'd rather have that than the Corporation Clash. Cloud comes back and says we will bring it back on a regular basis in the future. We heard this within a month of when it went away last year, and who knows? But if nobody uses the Corporation Clash, or very few people do, then maybe they'll see the error of their ways. I'm not going to hold my breath. Next question. Please give us the ability to change station modules even when damaged. I found it necessary to change my station fittings to better defend my station, but was unable due to a shield timer. I was unaware of this, so the module was removed, but I was unable to replace it with another. That severely hurt my ability to defend. Please change this to allow adding of modules even when in timer. Thanks for your consideration. Cloud comes back and says, our design is to have the capsuleer make a strategic decision and really think about what station modules they want to have. So we will not change this setting for the time being. So totally shot down, denied. Your station fittings had better be there from the moment you anchor, or without it being reinforced when you want to make changes. Which I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't think that's
It's been like that since like the beginning of the game.
Yep, I don't think that needs to be changed. I think you just need to think about what you're doing, do it, and stick to it. So, okay, next question. Will Verge of the Silence be back? It was a great game mode that allowed new players to learn PvP and older players to have fun when they were bored. I believe this is the same thing as the duels, right? That was inside, because that was part of Verge of Silence, or am I getting those two confused? Pretty sure that was inside of the Verge of Silence release, right? Someone correct me.
I think so.
Cloud
so many
says,
events, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And they roll the Verge of the Silence out multiple times now and have slightly different things that are going on inside of them each time they do. So it's weird. But anyway, Cloud comes back and says, yes, we will bring it back on a regular basis in the future. So that's twice that the dual mode thing has been talked about coming back. So that's good. And I think they've highlighted that twice now in the same Q&A for a reason, guys. If you ever notice that there are certain times you wonder why they pick certain things, and then you go back and see the timing of when those questions were asked and answered, and within about a month or so, sometimes maybe 2 months, but there's an update that incorporates some of those things. Other things they just totally ignored for 2.5 years.
Yeah, like moon mining.
Like moon mining. Exactly. Last question. Is there a chance that in-game will be added stock exchange? For example, you can invest ISK in some planetary resource, and if estimated price change, you gain or lose ISK. I think that'd be interesting for players who like risk and want to check their luck. That's what a lucky chest is, didn't you know? Cloud comes back and says, currently you can do this by purchasing and selling minerals and materials in the market. For example, you can buy a certain type of planetary resource and sell it when the price rises. Oh, and isn't this a great segue? There is this market tool that's online that I post up updates to every single Wednesday, where you can see over time planetary and minerals and ores prices going up or down. And then, it's a slow exchange if you want to think of it that way. But you can place your bets on buying something that's on the downhill trend for when it goes back up, or you can sell what you have in stock when it's on an uphill trend that you bought low. So
that's ultimately what they want to see. I mean, they could see it in the game, or what they really want to see is trends. Oh, this material's getting higher in price. Yeah, it's either they can think about it in the game, or they just look at graphs through a tool, a market tool.
Yep. So either way it works. Okay, that's it for the Q&A. I think that's it for the bulk of the game news, as far as the from the devs anyway.
All right. Let's see what else we got. I think we are ready for a commercial break. Then when we come back, we'll get into some of the community news, shall we?
All right, sounds good.
You're listening to Echoes of New Eden.
Do you like PvP and just hanging out in comms? Join the Trailer Park Boys. No SOV, no big coalitions. Enjoy the pirate merc lifestyle while doing crazy shenanigans. And the big dirty when paid to do so. Also, just sit back and make isk in the downtimes. The Trailer Park Boys. Come become the liquor with us. Corp Turker, LIQR.
Breathe it easy.
EXR, Phoenix Rebirth is recruiting. Are you looking for a family, a community, or just want to be active and engage with everyone and not just have a bunch of ghosts living in a system? Do you want access to NullSec, but don't want to deal with the drama? Don't want to pay rent to some NullSec bully? Join us today. Our only rules are no friendly fire, unless agreed upon, and don't be an asshat. We're currently accepting everyone, no matter your tech level, style of play, standing, or ship preference. Do you want a PvP?
So do we.
Do you want to shoot some rocks?
So do we.
We also enjoy exploration and PvE. We welcome everyone. Join our Discord today and apply now. All right, and welcome back. You know, Taylor, I was thinking about that in that last commercial. I said, PXR is not for you. Do you know why?
PXR.
It's not for you.
Okay. Why?
You're an asshat. Okay. Slippy knew it was
Slippy
coming.
knew, yeah, exactly.
He knew it was coming.
You know.
Is that the corp that got stolen then remade? Honestly, I don't know.
I don't-
They
mean
they
dead?
want commercial. Ooh. They want commercial. I provide commercial. I don't know. I don't even know. Okay. So in this last week, I wanted to give this a little bit of a highlight. Our podcast now has a little bit of competition now. I posted a couple links in our staff chat during this week. I was just exploring, Eve Echo's content, because I do like listening to other people and watching their video content and all that stuff, unless it's a low effort PvP video, and then you know how I am on those. But I came across another podcast where he is uploading it to SoundCloud, and what was he? MA Gaming 99 is his name. He started up Eve Echoes podcast, though I think average time. So he's only had 2 episodes the last I've seen.
Yep.
Average maybe 10 minutes or less than. So it's kind of tips and tricks for newer players, I think, is what he's trying to get at. I listened to his episodes. So the first one, I was like, okay, that's his intro episode. And then the second one was about the implant nerfs, where he was commenting. He commented directly to Captain Benzie during this podcast episode. And I shit you not, I laughed when he told Captain Benzie to seek medical help.
We need to clip that out and use that as audio on the show.
I almost did.
That's
I
right.
almost did.
That's right, Rocket.
Let me get you that link.
I listened to the first
that.
episode of this guy when Rambo sent it to me, and it was so rough. It was like, ooh, this is tough. But then when Rambo told me about that, I was like, oh, I love this guy. We got to listen to him some more.
Yeah. I just invite him to the show. Yeah. Here, I'm working on the link right now. I'll post it in the on-air chat. So, specifically with this one, he's the episode is episode 2, God Help Implant, and it was like 5 minutes in. He was talking about the implant and telling Benzie to get some help, to seek help. So, but if this guy takes off, if he I did send him a message too. Said, "Hey, welcome to the podcasting world." I see you're doing Eve Echoes content, and I never got a reply. So, and that was last week, after he did his first one, I sent him a message. So, Yeah. There's that. Just a quick shout out. We'll see. We'll continue monitoring him, and maybe if he does reply to it or to me, can mentor him a little bit, maybe as to how to be better or whatever. So, alrighty.
Rambo's going
What?
to give him a class how to be better. Get good.
I was get good. Here's what you could do.
Yeah. Exactly. He can help Rambo with the pronunciations. Damn right.
Hey, I see competition, and who said I was going to give him good advice? I could give him bad advice. I could give him bad advice. This will increase your viewer count. Continuously reply to Benzie. Just make Benzie reply videos. You'll get 1,000 subscribers. So.
No, I mean, I wish him luck. Hey, competition's always, I told Rambo this the first time he told me about it. Competition's always good. Without competition, you don't get better. It's a very rare individual who can push himself in a way to get better when he doesn't have any competition around to help with that, that urge, that drive, the desire to get better, right? So it makes things boring when you don't have competition. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, he has us as competition.
Yeah, and we have him as competition. So
there you go. But as far as any other sort of podcast platform,
Slippy, is this a promise you're going to get better? Hey, man, that's if I try.
yeah, if Taylor put some effort into it, it's still better than what he's putting in now. Yeah.
Anyway.
So that was one thing I wanted to give a shout on. And this last week, who is it? Carrie contacted some of the content creators. You got contacted. I got contacted. We have Interstellar Bazaar event coming up. I think I looked into the Trello. I think it's next month in March.
Seems like it.
Interstellar Bazaar 2.0. And this time around, we were actually not promised, but they were jumping the idea about us getting our own codes to give away to our listenership for internal competition, I guess you could say, is who gave away the most codes or who's making NetEase the most money. So
that's why Damon Zell didn't get one.
We can make funny enough, Damon Zell did not get the invite to get a custom code.
However, think that's wrong, but yeah.
Since that conversation happened, I don't know if he got that. So
yeah,
like between us three, I was the first one.
Yep.
I happened to be awake at the time when Carrie was messaging me. So then I was talking with him, and I got my code set. And I think it was the next day or a couple days later, you got it. And then Damon Zell's like, "Wait a minute,
where's mine?
Where's mine?" So we'll have custom reward codes. What that entails, I do not know.
Yeah,
so
I don't either.
Yeah, we're kind of guessing just like everybody else as to what they would. Is it a discount? Is it 5,000 SP?
I think what it means is I need to go and recruit more whales into my corp, and then only give them the codes. My code.
Right. Heck, I still got codes left over from the last event.
I got rid of all mine.
Them away. No, I'm still giving them away. I gave a couple to a guy last week.
They still work?
All right. No, I was joking.
Okay, I was like, what?
Where's my snare drum? Damn it. I have my sound effects. Yeah. I see Seakana is here. I'm going to give him rolls.
Seakana. Juicy Immortal. Like Juice World. Who never really died. I think it's a conspiracy theory. I think he's still alive.
I don't care. All right. I never got into trill rap or mumble rap or whatever the hell that he did anyway.
I wouldn't call it mumble rap, but all right.
Yeah, I don't know. So, big news today. The screenshot was leaked out onto Discord, or not Discord, but of Reddit. So here I pulled it up. The dead situation that happened today. As you can see on my screen, they had a post here on Reddit said, "What had happened? Them darn hackers." There's a screenshot here of at everyone, all MXD. It is recommended that you dock immediately. It appears that Immortals was hacked while at work. The individual looted the dead wallet and kicked all members. This just happened and he is trying to assess the situation and contact NetEase, but is still at work. Standings should not be trusted until we know more. So, let me refresh it here, but this has gotten a lot of talk happening today. Let's see, 4,000 views. So, it's up to 146 comments. So there's that, a lot of chatter. Right off the bat was accusations that SHH was doing it. But if you were keeping tabs on the Reddit the last couple days, a couple even SHH leaders just went out and said, "Nope, it wasn't us."
preemptively before anybody said anything, because they knew damn
we
well.
know it's gonna come out. We know it's gonna come out. It wasn't us, and I seen that twice, and they had no part in it. And then all of a sudden, this drops. So there's been some chatter with this, like, what happened? Is this an actual hack? What's the story behind this? And there was another image that was later leaked in this. I think it was deleted in the comments section, but I have it here. And here's a story in this screenshot. Immortals apparently received an account from Maddie and did not unbind it. The account was later granted co-CEO roles under Immortals' ownership. Last night, Maddie used the legacy binding to change the password, kicked all dead members, kicked MI from Alliance, and looted dead wallet and assets, including joint MI SRP fund. So I don't know who was I don't know who is in this conversation. Of course, you got the names scribbled out. But from what I heard is they stole a few capitals and 100 billion in assets. I don't know what.
So the war chest, in other
SRP
words.
fund. Yeah, whatever they had access to at the time, or whatever they had in the hangars anyway, as a corp. So, but they kicked all the members, so they're all corpless, and then kicked MI from Alliance. So
That's the
mildly
big thing right there,
intoxicated.
Slippy. That's the big thing right there. The dead bed sheets that got stolen. Yeah, that's some real value. That's some real value right there.
I know Dead had the merch store.
They do.
They
do.
I didn't go deep into it as to if that had anything to do with it, but so continuing on this conversation, they say, "Well, that's extreme to say the least. Is there any indication that Maddie did this other than his account was his?" I don't understand the question. Was Maddie the only party with the ability to change the password? Yes, he is the sole individual with possible access, and Maddie's friends send casualing messages to several MXD members before any of us knew of the theft. I don't even know how to say that word on it.
What, casual?
Casualing?
Casual messages?
No, Slippy posted it. Casualing? Casual? I don't know.
Cajoling.
Cajoling?
It's just cajoling.
Cajoling?
Yeah. Not a cudgel, but cajoling, as in fucking with them.
Okay. Cool. I learned something new today.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't educated in that. I've never used that word. So they said, I wonder if NetEase won't do anything because buying accounts is prohibited. I'm not concerned with NetEase at the time. This channel concerns RETC and MXD relations. And then they say, I mean, you're confident Maddie has done this because it was his account in the past. That's the only reason, is what I'm asking. Right now, as I understand the situation, is Immortal's account abused privileges and caused chaos and theft. So that leaves a few possibilities. The previous owner somehow did something. The current owner did something. The current owner gave account to someone who did something. This seems right, Yi.
All the above.
um,
The timing is pretty suspect as well, really.
it was my initial take as well until it became clear that multiple parties learned of the theft before we did, and the theft occurred while Immortals was at work, and would not have been the case if Immortals looted the corp. So, I asked Immortals
Aren't there
as
logs?
to. Yeah, well, he can't check. He's booted from the corp.
Yeah, but I mean, there's logs. So someone is there? Nobody's left in the corp where they all got booted. I thought someone said there was people still in the corp.
He was co-CEO and he had permission. Well, that's the thing is, I don't even think you can boot the CEO. So he had to have had like the grand role to be able to do that.
Yeah. So I mean, put him back in the corp. Give him the roles. Look at the logs. I don't even know what co-CEO is anyway. I don't. Unless you're just giving everybody the same
Yeah.
roles that the CEO has, but the CEO is the only one that can't be booted, and everybody else can. So
My take on this is more of an inside. This isn't a hack.
no,
We know of
no,
corporations
this sounds
getting
ridiculous.
insided.
Yeah, this is totally ridiculous that it's a hack. The
But-
coincidence, timing, everything else, it's bullshit. It just got stolen
Yeah.
from within. That's it. Dead is now officially dead.
Dead is officially dead until it gets revived. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, he got an account that was at one time Maddie's. Now, I did contact Immortals. I hadn't gotten any reply from him today. I'm guess he's busy doing PR. But I did contact Maddie, and he said that he had nothing to do with it. So Maddie is actually in talks with Arrow from customer support to be able to figure out the bottom of this, because maybe at one point this account was owned by Maddie and then has gone through the grapevine, and somehow Immortals got a hold of it through multiple owners. So yeah.
It was Immortals in the conservatory with the lead pipe. Is this as of
So
right now? Still shows still shows him CEO.
Yeah. They posted a screenshot. Rocket here posted a screenshot of Immortals Rage as the CEO of Dead still. So, yeah, curious as to what exactly happened, but it inevitably happened into the corp getting tossed out and assets taken and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, was it an inside job? Did somebody defect? Did this whole thing with account? What do you call it? Being able to retrieve someone's account information on past accounts, is that still a possibility? So it's kind of raising questions there. Oh, look, supposedly they still have 27 members in the corp.
And he's still CEO, which means he can check the logs.
Yeah. Well, if they get booted, do they have the corp timer? So
It still shows him as being CEO as of right now.
I understand that.
So he should
But
still be
say-
able to look at the logs and see who moved what.
But say the members got booted and they log in the next day and they're corpless, they contact him and they say, yeah, just reapply to corp. Do
Sure.
you think that they can just reapply?
Sure, yeah, of course.
But there's a 24-hour timer though.
Right. And what's that got to do
I
with
suppose.
what's that got to do with
I
checking the
suppose.
logs? This is the thing that's stupid about this whole thing. That's the thing that's dumb about the whole thing. You can find out in 2 seconds by going and looking at the logs of who pulled what out of what hangers. There you go. There's your thief. Done.
Yeah, now that I'm seeing these, it's like, wait a minute, Immortals is still CEO.
Yeah.
There's still 27 people in the corp.
Yeah. Wah,
so
wah. Not even that much money. Honestly, that's
Um,
not a lot. I mean,
100 bill in assets, it's not a lot.
that's not a lot. I
Heck,
got more
that
than
in my
more than
hangar,
I
and
got.
I'm fucking poor.
I was gonna say I'm poor, and I got 3 times that in one hangar in one station. For God's sakes. So, yeah, that doesn't
I
make
have more
sense.
trash. Yeah, it's not uncommon. We've heard of this in the past. I had a guy that acquired an account in my corp He said that he got it from a Ukraine refugee. He wasn't playing the game. He couldn't play the game. It was through business, through his real life work. He acquired this account. He got this account into my corp, and then while they were at work, that account, good thing I didn't assign it any like industry roles or anything, because that player was an indie player, and started, hey, just started talking normal, like he knew everybody. But I happened to be online at the time, and I see like he's asking people for money. Like, this dude is like a multi-billionaire multi-boxer. He does not need ISK. Okay? And so, yeah, it was Tim. This dude has got billions of ISK. He's got everything, right? Why would he be asking other people for money? And then I, of course, I chimed on. I'm like, hey, what do you need? He's like, oh, can I get wallet access just to do a corp transfer or a money transfer? I'm like, I know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually ended up scamming him. I told him to send me 500 mil and I'll double it. I made 500 mil. So yeah, that's how you catch them. But, ultimately corps have to have securities, and yeah, two-factor authentication has to be a thing if your accounts aren't that. I mean, selling your account is a bannable offense. Purchasing accounts is a bannable offense for the account. I mean, if I bought an account and NetEase found out about it, it gets blacklisted basically, and I can't use it. It's rendered useless no matter how much money I spent on it. So, yeah.
No, NetEase doesn't care. It's not enough of a.
Yeah, Rosalind, send me 500 mil. I'll double it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, so that's basically it. There's a lot of chatter about that going on. Maddie didn't have anything to do with it, as he claims. They're looking into it. There's already 27 people back into CE or into dead, so something's happening. MJD says, this just in. Breaking news.
Yeah, no one's being fooled by the incognito mode. I think that's funny.
Loyal customer can now afford bed sheets.
As we
This
say, you play
just
stupid
in.
games, you get stupid prizes. So, messing around with buying accounts and all that other shit.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't promote that. I don't recommend buying
Nope.
accounts or selling accounts at all. Granted, it is against terms of service, and
Yep.
yeah, what MJD said, he's got what he's deserved.
Yep, unfortunately. for
Can
him.
you feel bad? Can you feel bad for him? It happens. It's like, would people feel bad?
Well,
for
I
me
don't
if
feel
that
bad
happened to
for
me?
him. I don't feel bad for him at all, because I don't think that's what happened. I think it's a complete inside job, and I think it's either it's a hoax from the standpoint of the facts that it was done on purpose and it's being portrayed as someone hacking them or whatever else. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think it was time for him to pay out his war chest. I think it was time to, just pay people out, and he couldn't or didn't want to or whatever, or for whatever excuse he wants to come up with, and then decided to come up with this excuse to keep all the shit for himself. I think that's what's...
Yeah. A lot of people saying it was a hoax.
Nah.
I wouldn't say a lot of people. A couple people saying it's a hoax, but this happened hours after that whole Citadel and Tunnel went down, because they
got
had been
blown up.
dropping.
The
And
timing.
it got blown up.
It's only a Citadel. It's not that much
Yeah.
money, right? But I mean, and that Citadel was actually put down in order for them to upgrade it and then somehow make money off the station parts. I wasn't really sure what the fuck they were doing there. But anyway, but that's not a lot of money, and so that's not something that bankrupts you when you lose it. But at the same time, it's just kind of weird timing. Weird
Yeah.
timing.
I think I mentioned that something in the comments of that thread. I think I said something about it's more the timing. Yeah. Chat.
Slippy. That's funny. You can't play Echoes at work. It's a known fact.
Sometimes I do,
Who doesn't play Echoes at work? I'm
right? I don't play full time,
uh,
but I mean, I'll log in for a minute or two. Yeah, Toilet Eve.
What does a
Yeah,
mobile
go to
game
the
even
bathroom.
mean? What does it mean for a game to be mobile anymore? Like, think about that for a minute. What does a game mean to be
Phone.
mobile? No.
If you could play it on your phone, it's mobile.
What about a tablet?
Okay, but it's
Does it
less
mean that it's
mobile because,
does it mean that it's just not on a console?
or PC?
You can take a
yeah.
console to or a PC to a hotel. You can go someplace with it. As long as you have internet access, it's still like you can still do it on Wi-Fi from your car if you have a PC plugged in. Like, what does it really mean to be mobile anymore? So, and what makes a mobile
Yeah,
game
true.
less of a game than a console game? Like, right, the depth and breadth of mobile games, as we call them anymore, is more so
Yeah, though
than
I'm
some
not gonna-
console games. So,
I'm not gonna bring my PC to work and hook it up and be like, oh,
No.
this is my Discord and this is my Eve Echoes game. I'm gonna play here on my lunch break, and I'm gonna do AFK mining. And I'm sure my boss will thoroughly enjoy that excuse. And then I'll set my desk on fire. And then,
I mean, you brought your RC car to work. I
that's different. That's different.
I guess that's a mobile game, right?
Yeah, we're out there jumping cars, setting shit on fire. Yeah. Yeah, boss, I have a super important CTA I need to attend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bonk Wando, I don't know who the hell you are, but if someone from Dead wanted to come on and comment about it and talk about it, they could. So, Immortals
thing,
knows where we are. He's been on before.
Yeah, I mean, I've contacted Immortals. I'll check my DMs right now just to make sure that he did not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even pinged him. I got nothing from him. Usually he replies, but I got nothing from him. And I didn't schedule a guest or anything today, but this just happened today, so it was a bit short notice anyway.
Yeah, he's probably busy
Yeah.
selling off what's in his hangar. I mean, I don't know. I'm just
Meanwhile.
speculating.
Yep.
Anything else we want to cover game news wise? Stuff going on, things around
Yes,
all
yes,
of New
yes.
Eden.
Yes.
Let's
Yes,
let's
yes.
do the War Live updates because I'm curious.
Yeah, hit it.
I did. It's running right now in the live feed on air chat. We'll see it as it echoes.mobi is thinking. Let's see how long it takes to think. There it is. Okay. Oh, and our ad doesn't display. Damn it. Okay. So latest.
Hey, since is Bond in here?
He was. At least he was on air chat. I don't know. So Razzle
Is he in the
Dazzle
comps?
2.0. I don't know. I'll let you look at that while I'm talking. Razzle Dazzle 2.0 total value 23.18 billion worth of kills. 66 carriers, 21 dreads, 242 capsular outposts, 15 Corporation Citadel level 1s destroyed. Those are the only things that matter. The ISK mount, the capital kills, the outposts, and the citadels. That's all that matters. All the rest of that junk is total shit. Crab 16.486 in kills. So looks like they gained a little bit. I mean, at one point it was 23 trillion. Sorry, it looked at one point we were about 6.5 trillion ahead. Silent versus Crab, and it looks like now it's. I don't know. What is the difference there? 23.18 minus 16.46. Someone do the math and tell us real quick. And Crabco has done, what, 30 carriers, 28 dreadnoughts, no faxes, 2 freighters, 1 jump freighter. That's a big amount of money. 603 capsular outposts. That's a large number of outposts. 77 Corporation Citadels level 1 destroyed. So all of that being said, who did the math? Someone. Yeah, I know, a trillion. Sorry. 6.8. So it is getting bigger. Last time I checked about a week and a half ago and really looked at the numbers was when it first went over 6 trillion. And then earlier this week it was at 6.5 trillion. 6.7, 6.8, somewhere in there. So it is climbing a little bit, that difference between the two. Propaganda section of the news. I know, I love it. When I actually read stats from the echoes.mobi bot, it's somehow propaganda. Good job. So... it's a big significance in the structure difference. It's a big significance. I just said that. 603 capsular outposts by Crabs. That's a lot. 77 citadels. That's a lot.
I keep
I
saying
just said that.
100 of those are just my corp. They keep attacking me for whatever reason.
Yeah, the Citadel value is nothing compared to the 23 trillion, guys. I don't do the math. It's 12 billion for a level 1 Citadel. 12 and a half roughly. So,
Yep. Crabco loves me. They love me. They love them some Rambo. I tell you what.
one
And all my
whole
alts.
one whole Azure CTA just to come after your outposts, and they couldn't they couldn't get a single one.
Toxic multi-boxers.
Yep.
Is,
Multi-boxing is horrible, toxic. You and your corp shouldn't do it. Although they can bot in total freedom down in the south all the time, which I can't believe the number of bots we're running across down there. It just shocks me. And you can tell they're a bot because the minute you enter system, they're suddenly warping to the Citadel. And if you happen to be there, you can shoot them, and they don't shoot back.
mm-hmm.
And it's the same character, same ships, 2 or 3 at a time, over and over and over again. No, multi-boxing is not toxic. There's a joke, Alondra. Anyway.
Yeah, that was part of that joke. All right. Bond is with us in the chat. I was informed that he is part of Dead Leadership. Asked him to come on. He had agreed. So, Bond, I'm going to be unmuting you. I hope you're ready. Welcome, Bond. What's going on?
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man?
How do? I'm
Good.
sorry.
Just,
First of all, I want to say I'm sorry. I wasn't aware of your role within Dead. I haven't talked to you before. I didn't know you by name or anything like that. I was informed by another person through DM of your situation within Dead. So tell us, first introduce yourself, and then tell us what's all going on.
So, I'm the king of hot bikes. I'm a married father of 4. I've got my family, my kids with me right now. So, I've been Dead's HR for the past couple years. Yes, Dead's HR. Just kind of Immortal's right hand man. You know, I've just been supporting him through a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of really good leadership traits with him for a long time, and I saw something that I really wanted to support. You know, and he was taking a lot of heat back in the day. No, sir. Stop. So I've just kind of been in the game just because of a friendship with Immortals, you know. So my role has been to deal with not so much like the human resources tracking, but more like dealing with complicated issues, right? So like red rockets, blue on blue kill mails, dealing with that kind of stuff, or
Yeah.
kind of Diplo type of stuff. So I've just been doing that for the past couple years. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what do you
just
know
the
about
normal,
the situation that
HR
happened
duties.
today?
So I gotta be kind of tactful with how I approach this, because I respect the individuals that I've received some information from today.
Right. Yeah.
So we know who did it. We know how they did it, and it wasn't Immortal's fault. It was an abuse of a game mechanic that the devs have put in place because of other people trading, selling, or losing accounts, right? So it's something that's actually really simple. There's nothing that Immortals could have done, because I spent probably a good 20, 30 minutes with him on the phone last night talking about what had happened, and he had complete security over an account, and that account was reclaimed presumably through the devs, and there's that. You know, there's nothing really that you or anybody else is able to do about that.
So the game, the NetEase themselves reclaimed the account, kicked Dead out of the alliance or whatever, and took everything from the corp hangars. Is that like what? I'm not following. Just trying to get clarification.
What I see has happened is someone was able to contact the devs and say, hey, I essentially lost control of the binding account, such as an email or account or like Twitter account that is linked to my in-game profile. And I need help accessing the game profile because of the binding account. So NetEase, more than likely, right? I can't say for sure. I'm putting all the puzzle pieces together pretty accurately so far. But I believe NetEase came together and said, okay, you lost access to your account because you lost access to the binding, and they provide the login information for that account. Someone logs in, doesn't matter who. We're not pointing a name, we're not pointing fingers at any specific person right now. But that person was able to access a co-CEO leadership role, and basically drain the wallet and steal a couple items, right? Now, the way I've seen a lot of people kind of talk bad on Immortals for the co-CEO roles and that kind of stuff. And simply what it comes down to is Dead has always been a tight-knit group of people that just enjoy having fun. And the simple aspect of let's just enjoy the game. Let's not deal with the toxicity or super into politics and lots of rules. This is a game. Enjoy the game. Play it as you see fit. And if you don't like that and you want something bigger, you're free to pursue whatever goals you want to. We're not going to stop you from doing that. And that's what's kept me by Immortal Side for like 2 years. So it doesn't surprise me that someone was able to pull this off, because that was something that we had discussed in the past. One of the things that
discussed in the past on how to do.
No. On a concern, right? So we
Gotcha.
we have multiple leadership conversations, and one of the things about access to assets was a concern, right? Now, as a lot of people have more than likely kind of surmised, the game is tapering off. I'm not saying it's dying, but the core player base is the majority of who's left, right? And with that, a lot of the people that used to be in Dead were saying, "Hey, I've won the game for what I see doing. I don't want to play anymore," right? And they've got these accounts that they don't want to sell, or maybe they did sell or whatever. But we collectively put together where we manage these accounts for these guys. When they come back, if they ever come back, they're welcome to have their accounts back. Like I manage a corporation account. There's a few other people that assist with keeping other people's gameplay going. And Immortals takes a lot of the load of the responsibility for the corporation on himself. So the rest of the leadership team, we support him in that, and we try to keep things going to support him because of what he's been able to do for us. So it's been a great experience. This isn't the first time we've had something done like this before. When I first started the game and I was in SynCorp, this exact thing happened. We lost our whole wallet. We lost all of our stuff to a guy named Han Not So Solo. I'm still looking for his kill mail from 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's the old saying, Eve is Eve. And we just didn't have the proper security to be able to combat a system that the devs have put in place,
Yeah. I guess what my question would be is not necessarily part of what Dead has done, but somehow the previous owner of whatever account had to know some information of the account to be able to retrieve that account once again. NetEase had to have gone and said, okay, what was the previous email and login or whatever it was, right? They had to have they had to have linked it some way, because I can go to NetEase right now and say, hey, I want Taylor 8 Rick. Here's the ID. I don't have access to this anymore. I ran it on an emulator, and that computer somehow got exploded. Then I can contact them and say, hey, I need my login information. This is me. Mm-hmm. But how do they differentiate if that is actually me compared to him. You know, it's like they have to do something
Yeah.
with that. And the person who done that did know that information. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm right there with you. I completely agree, and that's the reason why I mean, initially we thought it was hacking, right? Because Immortal said, "Hey, once I gained access to this account, one of the many that Immortals manage, I changed the email, I changed the password, I rebind it to something that's completely under his control. So naturally, the only thing that you would think of at that time is someone hacked into like Immortal's computer or something like that, and was able to gain that information, right? So we're thinking felony hacking type of stuff, right? Now I'm a big EVE Online nerd, so I've heard of that kind of stuff, hacking and doxing and stuff happening
This
before.
doesn't. There's a lot of this
But
stuff
with-
that doesn't add up to me. Let's back up for a second, though,
So hold
because
on.
in
Let
order
me-
for
let me
them,
finish-
in
let me
order
finish
in
my
order
sentence.
for them
Let
to
me
give
finish my
somebody an
sentence real quick,
account.
because this is important without the context, right?
Okay, go for it.
So it's just, I'm not trying to dialogue or anything like that, right? So the only other thing, right, is if someone was able to contact NetEase and say, "Hey, I lost the binding. This is actually my account. I can prove it, blah, blah, blah." And they're able to prove it, and NetEase says, "Okay, yeah, this makes sense." Now, if they went that direction, that is something the devs have put in place to regain access to an account. That is not felony hacking. That's Eve is Eve. Okay, so that's why I'm saying we're not pointing fingers at an individual. We've got a small handful of people that we believe are either complicit or have done it, but we're not pointing fingers. This is still being treated as, well, we messed up. Eve is Eve. We need to tighten our shot group. You know, we're not going to try and burn the house down and come after people or dox anybody. We're not going that direction. You know, this is still a game. We're still treating it as a video game. Dead is not dead. We're still going to rebound from it. This isn't the first time we've gone through this kind of stuff. You know, at least purging the corporation of all these people, we can keep a very tight, close group of who we let back in. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise in that aspect.
Taylor, did you have something to add on to that? I have another question.
Yeah, so
Or
two
comment.
things. So I want to back up for a second about something you said early on in this conversation that still doesn't make any sense to me, and I haven't heard an explanation of. If I lose access to my account, either because I can't log back into let's say it's bound to Twitter, right? And so you have a Twitter login, email account and password to log into Twitter. Somehow I lose that. Now I can't rebind it, and I can't get the same binding as before, and so therefore I don't have access to the account. NetEase doesn't have a freaking clue what my email address or password is for Twitter, so they can't do anything about that. They can unbreak that binding and let you establish a new one if you have some sort of purchase history that you can show them for that account. But they'd have no idea what your login is for Twitter, Facebook, Google Play, any of that stuff.
Right.
So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me if you can't show some sort of proof of purchase somewhere that they can do that. So that's my first question. So I'm not understanding what you meant by, well, they just let them rebind and redo their passwords. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
So you just kind of explained it for me in a better way than I was able to explain, right? So if I bind my account with toxichr@yahoo.com, right? And then I decide, you know what, I want to sell this account. So someone else sells it, or so I sell it, or whatever, blah blah blah, and then they disassociate the email and they associate it to their Twitter account, right? And then say 3 weeks goes by, and then I contact NetEase and I say, hey, I lost access to this account. It was bound to this email address. Can you help me get back in? And then they ask me some purchase information. I give them my credit card information that's associated, blah, blah, blah. And they say, oh yeah, those link together. What's the information you request, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's the process the devs have put in place. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. But I guess then if that's what's going on, then it gets into the same back to the next thing, which is something you explicitly said, which is you have access to multiple accounts that are from players who have quit the game, and you're trading and moving and pushing those around to one another to keep those accounts rolling. So those are accounts that you're whether you're buying them, whether you're paying for them or not, whether you're just giving them or not, you've got like the multiple accounts across the board that you're exchanging with other players. Is that not against the terms of service of the game? Sounds like it to me, but I mean, someone else can confirm or deny that, but that's what it sounds like. And then my last question with all of this, you're back in the corp, right, Wando? Is it Bond K Wando? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying.
You can just say Bond.
Bond. Okay.
I use my real last name on this. Yeah.
Okay, so you're back in the game. You can check the logs and see which ones removed assets in the wallet transaction, right? And so, is it actually Immortal's account that did the withdrawals or not?
It's an account that belonged to a person that I am not going to expose.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
Because it's one of those accounts you guys were handing off to one another, basically. That was getting moved around between multiple people. That's probably why you're not wanting to disclose that. Obviously, it's not Immortals.
This is one of those situations where, I mean, it could be a number of situations, but I mean, this is a live podcast, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, someone is recording this, and I'm not going to incriminate Immortals in something.
Well,
right?
It's being broadcast live to YouTube, so yeah. Of
Well,
course,
yeah,
it's being recorded.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So we collectively put together in the leadership team resources to assist our player base. So the guys that are leaving, going to basic training in AIT, and they say they want to come back, but they don't want to lose the account, they will tell us how to gain access to that account. And from our other devices, we will manage that account for them and we'll give it back to them, right? I don't see anything wrong with trying to be a good friend and help someone out, right? That is 99.9% of what we do, right? Now, the other aspect, I'm sure anybody is aware, people are selling accounts and buying accounts left and right all over the place. Does that violate? Yes. Is this one of those accounts? I cannot confirm or deny. Okay. But I can say that we know who it was associated with. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm not gonna say something that's gonna incriminate Immortals because he's a good guy. He doesn't have any amount of what the rumors are saying for, ill will towards other people. He's a great dude, and it sucks that people target him just because of, the dead history or dead going back into Second Galaxy. Like, there's a lot of toxicity towards the corporation that existed before I even joined the corporation. And to see the corporation go from like 200, 300 people down to 12 people, up to 150, down to 20, there's an ebb and flow to everything.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I kind of rambled. Did I answer your question?
No, you did. You did. I appreciate you coming on and talking to us, man.
Yeah, I thank you as well. We've had Immortals on the show a couple times. He's not a stranger to us. I like the guy. As I said in my comments on Reddit, I said, I wish he gets to the end, the bottom of it. I wish, he can get all that stuff back or, figure out what happened, right? So there's no ill will there. Another thing that I want to mention was because this character had co-CEO permissions in the corp, this is ultimately how inside jobs or thefts really happen. It's always somebody with permissions. Now, in my own experience, I have had to deal with a corp theft scenario back in the GHA days. It wasn't of my corp, but it was another corp from a member that was in my corp. I may have spoke about this on the show. I know I've talked about this, but since then, there's only one person that can accept members into corporation, and that's the CEO.
Yeah.
There's only one person that can change permissions. That's the CEO. But there's certain permissions that you want to make sure that are on tight lock, basically. Now, with this one, personally, my corp doesn't have a co-CEO. We don't have a use for one. But even then, in my own experience, because I have a number of alts in my corporation, none of them have CEO role. or co-CEO or not even an
Yeah.
officer role. They all have basic membership roles. I'm not
Mhm.
abusing. I'm not abusing any sort of corp anything with that or anything. So it's like, why do I need 3 CEO accounts when just a normal
Yeah.
membership, you know? So that's kind of my question there is like, why was this character even a co-CEO?
Yeah, so if I have, if I've got 2 phones and a tablet to manage with 3 accounts, but only one of them actually has a service plan, right? I'm out and about and that stuff, and it's not my primary account. I am personally going to want to have all 3 accounts to be able to manage the entire corporation, right? So I'll have my CEO and I'll have 2 co-CEOs with the same roles because I personally control those accounts, right? So that way, if I'm out and about and I need to accept or I need to do corp missions or whatever, then I'll have access to that. This is a case where, to my knowledge, all of the co-CEO positions are managed by individuals on the leadership team, right? So that's why I firmly believe, like I would put my opposable thumb usage on the fact that this was not an inside job, that this was an account related issue, because there's no possible way for someone other than me and 2 other people, possibly another person who quit the game, to be able to do something like this. The only possible way is an account related recovery issue.
But if it happened within, wouldn't that be an inside?
If so, I don't see Immortals being the kind of guy to log in while he's at work on a night shift and doing this to his own account, right? Because Immortals directly control that account. This account, this one account did all of the damage and then left Dead Corporation, and then changed the account number to, I believe, 20002-1003 something 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 something. I took a screenshot of it, right?
Oh,
That is the
he
name.
changed the character name?
Yeah, paid
Is that what you
the
meant?
Plex. So more than likely, we believe they spent the ISK from the corp to purchase the Plex to change the character name to a series of numbers. So I personally walked Immortals through this, looking through the corp logs, and identified all the transactions, all the damage, the name change, the works, right? And Immortals was at work. So there's no possible way for Immortals to have done this, and that is not his character. I've known the guy pretty closely for 2 years. So there's a lot of stuff that points to 1 or 2 actions, and that's account related or hacking. And I really don't think someone is going to risk something like a hacking charge to do something like this.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Eve is Eve,
Very interesting situation, definitely. So since then, since the whole thing happened, we do notice that there's 27 people within Dead, and Immortals is the CEO. Are you kind of just regaining all your members back that are reapplying, or what's kind of what's the I don't know, the rebuild phase? How is that starting so far?
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to review the corporation history, but anybody from Dead Space that wants to come back in, they're going to come right back in. There's a lot of old guys that kind of stopped playing the game, or they haven't logged in for X number of days. They're not going to reapply just because they're not even playing anymore. So that's what I'm saying is kind of a blessing in disguise. It lets us really identify what our active player base is. Who we need to pay close attention to. I know for me, I personally put in 350 million. I'm going to put together out of my personal wallet, and I'm not a wallet warrior. I'm going to put together like a 2 billion-ish challenge for PvP kills just to the corp members that come back over the next couple of weeks. We're just trying to have fun. So.
Right on, man.
Well, I mean, on that point, more power to you. Have fun. I mean, like I've said this lots of times. I hope everybody gets to play this game the way they want to play it, when they want to play it, how they want to play it, and they have a good time. That's always been my philosophy with it. Just play the game, have fun, and enjoy it. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, by the way, I am selling Bradrick feet picks.
Oh. Scam. All right, Bond.
Oh,
Thank you for
man.
joining and
Yep, thanks for
talking
coming on,
with
man. We
us about
appreciate it.
that.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Look at those
Thank you.
toes. Those are some beautiful feet, Rosalind. Even the crooked pinky.
No, you're giving me flashbacks of Ozzy posting feet pics.
That was so weird.
Gosh.
That was so weird.
So, I seen a comment about when we were discussing about that situation pretty early. Someone made a comment that NetEase got NetEased. They basically did it to themselves. They have some sort of protocol or whatever that ended up biting them in the butt, I guess you could say. Another topic that was pretty big this last week was NetEase SRP. Is it wrong? Is it right? There's a couple situations that happened this last week to where people are getting big ships back. Big ships.
Capitals.
Not just your Daredevil or your Gate Camp MOA Interdict or whatever. People are getting capitals back. So it's been a couple times we've seen this. We've seen this happen with Ret C. I know that people are trying to use this for leverage for war propaganda, and I see it big time on the CC. They're really hammering the Ret C nail on that one. But then there's the one that happened before that with that character named Cena. Cena.
Yeah.
So, and that he's a known multi-boxer. He lost his fax due to, and I quote, a game bug at a gate after he engaged in PvP.
Yeah. That
So
wasn't a game bug.
supposedly he had video footage of it. I contacted Cinna about this. I said, hey, what's the situation here? And he was very vague in his answers, didn't want to tell me really anything, but tried to figure out what the scenario was that he was able to get something back. I asked, what did you get reimbursed? Was it the whole, or did you get reimbursed IP? He wouldn't tell me. He said he sent the devs video footage. I asked for that footage. He wouldn't send it to me. Then after he did get compensation, I asked again, did you get the whole or did you get IP compensation? And he didn't say. And this was on that Minakawa that went down. That was worth like 94 billion or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to my understanding, it's not the first time that he has done this.
Oh no.
That was
This
the
is like
second.
the second time. Yeah. In a
So-
Minakawa, I think twice in a Minakawa, if I remember correctly.
So he sends this to the devs knowing that there's a bug, complains about it, disputes it, gets his ship back, and then calls it a done deal. And then this happens again with Ret C. With the case with Ret C, that pilot, they know that they did wrong, or that pilot was made fun of for yeeting a Moros or whatever into whatever situation. I don't know what happened. Were they asleep? Was that it? Was that pilot was asleep and they lost the Moros?
No. You're talking about a couple different things with one of the Red Sea ships, but you're talking about Illuminati's Moros that he did yeet intentionally.
Okay.
But there was another case too. I forget exactly whose ship it was. I don't know if they were in Red Sea or not, but there was a capital that went down to a single volley max damage kill from a bellicose covert ops, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that was the sleeper.
And that did not get reimbursed.
So
There it is, right there.
the question is, yeah. So the question is, this becomes almost a separate issue now. So the difference between this person, this is kind of what's going around. The difference between this person who fell asleep and did not get their ship back compared to someone who actively engaged in PvP and then decided to warp out, but then got tackled before the warp out game closed and all this stuff, is the person that did get their ship back spent more real life money on the game.
Yeah, and in this case, this guy Alter, he did get his back.
Okay, so he did get it back.
Yeah.
The guy that fell asleep got it back. But I'm not going to say that because this guy fell asleep, he's not innocent, but he's not able to get his ship back. I'm not going to say that that's not possible. I think, you know, if NetEase was nice enough, they would give the ship back. But if you compare this to the other one, both of them complained. Both of them probably got told no. Both of them disputed their, because what that you can do, you can dispute their decisions. You dispute it enough times, you win. With a Red Sea pilot, he even admitted somewhere that he had to dispute it 5 times before they reinstated that ship of however way that they did it. So that leads me to think that this isn't necessarily who spent more money on the game. It's literally who cried the loudest. If you can continuously dispute it, they're not going to turn it into a service ticket. It's actually going to be turned into a customer satisfaction ticket, and that they probably care more about than some rando getting their ship lost and then submitting once and being told no, and then they're on their way. But if you dispute it enough times, I guarantee you can get your ship back, because it's more about customer satisfaction than whatever else. That's what I think.
I mean,
So
it's possible. It's possible because, I mean, I've seen a few guys bitch and complain in two instances of a cap loss that happened in the exact same way, right at the beginning of the cap indead issues with the immortality of a scepter or tackle, right? Not being able to, you couldn't shoot the damn thing, couldn't target the damn thing, yet somehow they can tackle you. That was kind of a thing for the first couple of weeks of cap indeads. And for a few of those people who lost their caps that way and to that stupid-ass mechanic, only a few out of many got their caps back, and those few did bitch and complain the most. And I wouldn't say that those individuals necessarily had huge wallets or purchase histories anyway with NetEase either. So I understand what you're saying, and I think I agree with you that that's a possibility. But I do see in some of these screenshots and sharing of stuff that we've seen on Reddit this last week that, oh, for sure, if you've spent thousands of dollars on this game, they're going to cater to you. And on one hand, I don't really understand why people are, like, surprised by that. It's a business. It's a business. In any business you own and run, your biggest paying customers are the ones you're going to cater to more than the ones who don't. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you a fact of business, right? So that's just
but that shouldn't, like, I shouldn't be treated any differently because I don't spend thousands of dollars on this game.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just saying that that's just
where the fairness comes out. That's
well,
where the fairness comes
life
in.
ain't
It's like,
fair.
well, I know you said that, and then you said that in content creator chat, and Benzie lit you up.
And
or
I ignored
somebody
it.
Did.
Yeah, I ignored it. There's
But
87 comments after that. I just ignored it. Get over it. Life ain't fair. Stop being a pussy about it. I mean,
but at the same time, I lost the Capitals several months ago to a personal error, a misclick, and I didn't cry to customer service to get my shit back.
shit happens.
I probably could. Heck, I'm half tempted since NetEase is giving away capital SRP. I might as well do it. It's been 8 months. I might as well. It's like, oh, well, there's no game bug or anything associated. I'm like, no, there's NetEase SRP. I want mine back. So, but I think I was getting to this point is there's like a moral to it. Like, it would be immoral of me to cry to the devs about something that I did that lost a ship of that value.
Sure. Yep.
I guess people's morals are different.
Of course. And when they've spent money, or maybe they haven't spent money, but they've spent a lot of time and they put more value on that than other things, then that's what they're going to do. They're going to, morals be damned. I want my damn ship back kind of thing, right? I want what's mine kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Well,
Damon, I know Damon Zell's not here to talk about it, but he lost his cap and
Mhm.
he disputed, and he even stated in his ticket, I'm a senior content creator for Eve Echoes, and he still got denied.
Uh-huh. And they replied, "Who dat? New phone."
Yeah, who are you? Wait, who?
I don't know who you
Yes.
are. Is this the guy that puts out an hour and a half long video once every 3 months from stuff that happened 3 years ago? I don't know who you are.
He didn't even get the invite to the Interstellar
Didn't he?
Bizarre event.
Poor bastard. I feel bad for Damon.
But with us being CCs, like we don't ask. We joke around like, hey, if you're gonna release new content, why don't you give a ship or two to us so we could fly it around and
Yeah.
be bling and all that. But
No,
they
all I
don't do
ask
that.
for is the Fulmination server to be updated. That's all I ask for. Before
Well-
release, so we can test out things before they're in everybody else's
There
hands,
is,
so
yeah.
we can release content day of. That's all I ask for. I don't ask for anything else.
Yeah.
So
I did contact Cloud about Cinna's situation, and he did admit that there is a game bug with the logout feature in the game, and it has to do with combat timers and weapon timers. So there's that. And They
Okay.
say it's hard to fix.
it's hard to fix things in this game.
So we don't know if there's an ETA to this bug.
Nope.
And then now I see Cinna is stuck in Corp Clash because he's posting all about it on the official Eve Echoes Discord. He's been stuck in Corporation Clash for 3 days. I'm like, is there something wrong with your freaking device? Like, why is it always you? I don't know. So,
No, Bradrick, you're right. He says Bradrick says at the end of the day, what the devs are doing actually affects gameplay. Shall we talk about those effects? Yeah, of course. And over on YouTube, Tucker says, when you cater to highest paying customers, you delusion your lowest paying customers who might leave. Without your lowest paying customers, there's less players in the game. I'm not disagreeing with either one of you gentlemen. I'm just telling you how
Yeah.
things are. I mean, so not saying I agree with it. Yeah, I don't know about that. What weapons did Cinna have on the minnow? I don't know. Did he have drones? He probably didn't have anything. All he might have done is might not even target anybody. I don't know what he did.
supposedly there was a PvP timer involved. Couldn't jump the gate, so he bailed. Did the logout. Got tackled, and died.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember seeing the fit if it had regular drones in it or if it was logistics drones.
But if it happens to
Stop
me,
being
nope.
poor. Stop being
Yeah.
poor. I mean,
All
there's
right.
there's a remedy for that. I hate to say it. There is a remedy for that. It just I'm
Okay.
not saying it's easy.
Yeah. And, other content creators were vocal of this. Captain Benzie, of course. I know he was talking a lot in our content creator chat about situations today. And then I seen in a recent Sheev upload, too. He's like, dude, I don't know what to think. This is blasphemy. It's
What did he say in
ridiculous.
his?
Oh, he was talking about possibly going into other games with his content. With
Oh,
his YouTube channel.
he's got a
So
ton of different content.
he's-
The guy posts
he's
like
pretty
every 4 hours.
disappointed.
I don't think he even sleeps. There are days he
Yeah,
released
he-
like
he
6
was not
different
happy.
things. Yeah.
Did the Darth Oyster just come out?
Yeah, it did.
Post?
Oh, you want to read it, Rambo?
Day 87 of my 2-week war. Immortals got hacked. MXD is gone, and everyone thinks it was SHH. In reality, it was all part of my plan to significantly reduce the SRP costs in CC. Don't worry, all the station parts they had are now safely with me. I remain a master strategist. So there's your daily Darth Oyster post, brought to you live on air. So, and we knew this was coming too. Like someone even mentioned it. Like, oh, yep, this is going to be the next Darth Oyster post.
Yep. Those are pretty good.
So the only other thing that we wanted to discuss was the billionaire questionnaire that we have. I guess we touched on it last week
Mm-hmm.
about our game show, Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. I was having difficulties freaking editing it on Office 365 today because my my school license expired, so I don't have access to edit through PowerPoint anymore. Yeah, hacked. That's it. So we're having to work around on that, and Taylor, I believe, has it. So
Yep.
After the show tonight, we are going to be having a Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. After we'll take a 15-minute break in between, and then we'll figure out who we're going to have on the show, and then we'll have a round of Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. So we did make this. Taylor made this Who Wants to Be a Billionaire question submissions. So if you have a question that you think is worthy of being on our game show, help us out. Give us some questions. Give us lore. Give us funny questions. I don't know. I guess Eve Echoes related type stuff. Give us impossible questions that nobody might not
Yep.
know. Give us questions that you might want to learn more about. Interesting facts about Eve Echoes or the game in general. Submit your questions with that questionnaire. We submitted it. It's right there on the on-air chat, and you can click that link and you can submit as many questions as possible. I'd say more the merrier.
Yep.
You know, we can't have too many questions because we'll end up using a lot game by game, because we're going to be doing this game show for quite a while. So how many
Submit that
times do
one,
you have to kill a
Bradrick.
whale's capital?
Submit that one. We'll use it.
Yeah. Submit your questions. So otherwise, that is it. We had a 2-hour show.
Nice.
How about that?
Nice.
Very nice.
You even had a guest
with
on.
that-
Didn't know we were going to have that.
Even had a guest, yes. With that, I will start the outro. I have to make sure it's right on the timeline. Yes, sir. And outro is started. Taylor, give us your shout outs.
As always, be sure to follow all the content creators all around the New Eden universe. It's not just here with us at Echoes of New Eden, but it's also Echoes from the Front, who also reports sometimes news. And, of course, Binzi, the ever-salty captain himself, as well as Ashiv and a multitude of others all around the New Eden universe. Jubilees, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I keep saying it wrong. Who cares?
Jubileus.
Jubileus. See, that sounds really silly. Like, is Jubileus, is he from Himalayas
said it
or
himself.
what? I don't know. Where's he from?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, anyway. And there's a whole bunch more. Some of them are salty, some of them are not. Some of us are having fun, like the ever new MA Gaming 99. Is that what it is? MA Gaming 99?
Yep.
Our new competition. Be sure to go listen to his last two podcasts. That's a lot of fun. Very interesting take on things for a new player himself. With that, I guess that's it from the top of my head. Anyway,
Alrighty.
Slippy, thank you for
You're
putting that
talking a little
response in.
fast.
Yeah. I was talking a little fast. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. I will start working on billionaire questions.
Stay tuned for those who want to participate in the Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. We'll have the show. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll pick some contestants for Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. That's it for this week of Echoes of New Eden podcast, and we shall see you next week. Fly safe out there. 07.
Yep, see you guys.